Hi, I'm Kevin Crosley, and this is Executives in Golf Carts Having Fun. As president and CEO of Arc Herkimer, I take big swings for the organization, and one of those big swings was our acquisition of the MV Golf and Event Center. 175 acres of pristine property, 18 holes of golf, restaurant, bar, and an event tent overlooking the beautiful Mohawk Valley. Well, welcome to the MV Golf and Event Center again. Owned and operated by Arc Herkimer, and my special guest today in Executives in Golf Carts Having Fun is Jim McCarthy of Northland Communications, who serves as their president, and we're going to be having a lot of fun with Jim today. And here he is. Jim, welcome to MV Golf and Event Center.
Kevin, how are you?
Great, good to see you. Let's load your clubs up. All right, we are ready to rock and roll.
So how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Very good.
Everything good with the family?
Yeah, everyone's great. They had their big Taylor Swift weekend last weekend.
Oh, big
Foxborough.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, Foxborough, huh?
I didn't have to go, but
all
they had time of their life.
Oh, fantastic.
My daughters and my wife Ursula.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Make
see
some
if we
putts.
can warm up, make a couple of putts.
It was started by community members.
Really?
There's no telephone service in that area, and that's pretty common throughout the country.
Okay.
There's over 1,000 independent telephone companies still throughout the country, and they filled in the voids where AT&T at that time wasn't serving, hadn't gotten there yet.
Okay.
So a handful of community members got together and literally strung cable across fence posts in order to connect each other. My grandfather started working there somewhere around 1920 and acquired the company in 1926.
Okay.
And so it's been in our family ever since 1926. And
all right.
up until about 1980, it really remained a sleepy, rural, independent telephone company, primarily rural residential customers. And 1980, my father started Allpage, a small paging business. And then in 1982, with the breakup of the Bell companies, Northland started.
Fantastic. You know, one of the things that I've noticed about your company, because I know a number of your employees, is that I get a real sense that it is a family atmosphere. And one of the things that I'm guessing that you pride yourself on is that you have a lot of employees that have been with you for a very long period of time. And I think that speaks volume to, you know, who you guys are and what you're doing and how you manage that organization.
Absolutely, it's more than just a nice thing. It's a strategic part of our business. Our business is about providing higher level service to our customers, and that's 100% dependent on engaged employees. If we can't provide our employees a great experience, there's no way that's going to translate into a positive team member experience. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Which then turns into longevity with our employees.
Absolutely.
As usual, the putts on the practice green all went in.
Yes, of course. It's the same thing when you're on the practice range. You know, you can always hit the ball beautifully there, and then you come out here and the world is different. Well, you know, one of the things that I think also that I've been impressed with your company is that you are very socially conscious. And, you know, I think that I'd like you to kind of speak to that and what that means for you and your employees in terms of what you do for the community and giving back.
Sure, and once again, this goes back to my father. He had three principles that he ran the company by. You spend a third of your life at work, it should be a nice place for everyone. Go the extra mile for your customer.
Absolutely.
And be a good neighbor.
Great.
And meaning being socially responsible with the communities, give back. And our businesses are all local, they're dependent. And so the better the community, the better our business will be. We've really formalized that process over the last couple of years. We've implemented a system called EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System.
Yep.
And so it's pretty structured cadence as well as format. We meet as a executive team every Thursday morning from exactly 8:30 to exactly 10.
Okay.
And meetings start very soon.
Start and stop then? Yep. Okay.
And then we go into quarterly planning meetings where we determine where we are against our annual goals, what are the most important things we need to do over the next 30 days. So we make decisions that enable us to keep that customer for 20 years, not for 3 years. Our contracts are 3 years, but we make decisions, all right, what do we need to do to keep that customer
To renew.
for 20 years?
Well, because as you know, in business, it's so much easier to maintain customers than it is to find customers.
Yep.
And, I think it speaks volumes as you talk about those numbers in terms of what people feel about working with your company. And you know what, I've said forever, people do business with people they like. And that really goes a long way, and it's obvious what you guys have done has been a perfect example of that.
One of the things that, when I got out of college, I came right back immediately.
Okay.
And I love what I do, so I'm very fortunate. But I think, one of the expectations is, if any of the grandchildren were to come back, an expectation is a significant amount of time where they work somewhere else.
Right.
There's so much experience you gain by working for somebody else, maybe working for a large organization. Not only is it a benefit to the individual, I think you'll bring back skills
Absolutely.
and mindsets that don't exist currently within an organization. I think it's mutually beneficial. Nothing's forced.
Right.
So if one of the next generation is interested and has the skill sets, it can be successful. But if there's an expectation and they're forced into it,
right,
I think that's when you start seeing
not going to fly.
Not only the business, but essentially
the family breaks up. Yeah, and that's always a shame when that happens, and it does happen. There's no question. It happens a fair amount. So, all right, let's see if we can make a putt here. It seems like you've also thought through the whole concept of saying, do we have the internal talent to do the kind of things that we need to do? And so if we don't, let's go out and get it. And I think that is a great perspective to have as you try to grow your company.
Well, I think we're really fortunate in a sense. Just as much as we're learning from the new people that have come on, the new team members are learning an equal amount from the existing team. So it's not that one's better than the other, but the combined output is tremendous, because we've found so many times that just because maybe you're technically have the aptitude to do what you need to do, it's the cultural aspect.
It just doesn't fit.
Is the game changer.
Yeah.
And so that's a key component. We've really worked hard and through our interview process and screening processes, but ultimately too, where possible, one of the final steps typically is whatever department that person will be joining, we'll pull a couple members from that department, and they're part of the interview process as well.
Oh, okay, great.
And make sure I can get their input. We brought on some great talent, but we've had a couple of positions, mainly because we're really focused on getting the right person, that we've had open for over a year. So that's tough.
That is difficult.
But fortunately, we've had some huge wins in the past 2 years of people that we've brought on, not only the executive team, but throughout the organization.
Yeah, that's great. It's been a thrill to have you today.
Thank you. It's been a thrill to be here, and I can't think of a better way to spend a Friday.